Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio via the Huddle Team app. We meet every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We discuss local, national, and global events that impact the material conditions of the people and provide viable solutions. We are here to find those tired of the way their lives are socially constructed. As Panthers, we use dialectic materialism. As Dr. Huey P. Newton stated, power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. From combating the housing crisis to police patrols, we are the vanguard in place to serve our communities. The purpose of this program is to highlight contradictions in the electoral process, which Western culture calls politics. Politics is the struggle for resources. Participating in America's electoral process has only taken resources from the people and handed it to the oligarchs and the professional managerial class that serve them by maintaining the status quo through coercion. We know that power lies with the people, and it is our duty to organize and educate the community so that they can fight for their own liberation. So please, join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. You can join by downloading the Huddle Team app, join online, or call in. The app and joining online is free, but if you call in, standard messaging rates may apply. Links to the show will be provided in the caption. This is General Secretary Patience of the new African Black Panther Party, NABPP North. All power to the people.
I'll be having conversation with people, and they'll be like, so what do we do? What is our option? How do we change our material conditions? How do we change the reality around us? I mean, you can't do that. This is from our food program. I mean, so that's why I'm starting off like this to show everybody like the things that you could do in the community. As Panthers, we come together in North to get this food to go out and give to the families that are starving. We all know, if we live in these communities, we know how hard times are. We're all going through it. We eat the same food too. We take the food in our home and we put them in our bellies. This is our during the school year, all year round. We don't have enough money to go build a school to be able to bring in all these children and stuff. We don't have all of that. But we can create an after-school program. And this is one of the ways we bring the kids in with the after-school program so they could come in for us to give them that knowledge and teach them and try to help guide them through this reality, through this world. You say they teach you about 9/11 in school?
Yeah.
What did they teach you about 9/11? Why did the plane hit the buildings? You got to say it loud enough so I can hear you.
The Muslim airjacked the plane and then they crashed shit into the Twin Towers.
That's what they taught you, that the Muslims hijacked the plane?
They talk up.
That's okay. That's okay. Relax.
They crashed to the Twin Towers.
But why did they crash into the Twin Towers? They didn't. Anybody? Hey, what you were saying, Major? Hold up. Let Major speak. What'd you say, Major?
Other plane and it was more hijackings on the other plane and they crashed into that.
But why did they crash into the Twin Towers? So they crashed into the Twin Towers to go to New York. They died to go to New York.
They wanted to. Hijackers wanted to.
But
they crashed into the Twin Towers.
Oh, they wanted to go land in New York, but they crashed into the Twin Towers. So anybody else got something to add? Archie, you got something to add? What you want to add?
Airjacked and then they crashed into different places.
That's it?
Yeah.
So nobody can tell me why the planes crashed? Why the planes did that? Nobody can tell me? But don't you think the school should tell you why?
Yeah.
So, like, if the school not telling you why, what does that mean?
They keep it secret.
Wow.
Gatekeeping.
Whoa, where you get gatekeeping from, bro?
I say gates.
But where you learn that at? You say me? You burnt out, yo. You burnt out. Nah, but the reason why they crashed into the Twin Towers is because the American government, America was going to their country, taking their natural resources, stealing their stuff, killing their people. So they got mad. They stole a plane and they came and crashed it on the World Trade Center to get back at America. That's why they did it.
It wasn't two planes?
No, it wasn't one plane. I think it was 2 or 3. Was it? I think it was one. No, I think there was one in D.C. and there was one in Philly or something like that. That they. Yeah, huh?
And I basically got it right there.
There was the Twin Towers, and then another one tried to crash into the place that Trump lives in.
The Trump Tower?
I think they
Ain't no plane trying to go to the Trump Tower. The White House? Did the plane try to go to the White House?
The Pentagon. I think that's
the plane. One went to the Pentagon. But these people be lying. The media be lying. The politicians be lying. So you never know what's true. But why they really did it, they said because America was going over to their countries and they were killing their people. They were taking their resources and they were putting military bases in their country. So that's why they did it. I mean, that's why they went over there and did it. So they call that blowback. Like when you go to another country and you do stuff to them, and then they come back over here and do something, like they call that blowback.
it's like get back.
Yeah, it's like get back.
So imagine another country.
You said they should have did more? Then we gonna die. If they nuke us, we gonna die. I don't want to die.
What if we wasn't alive at that time?
But we're going to continue this later, y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all. We're going to continue later. This is our summer basketball camp. It's going on right now. Every day from 9 to 1. We have this basketball camp that that the kids come out. Yo, it's all about organizing and finding ways to bring people out, bring the children out to be able to organize them. I mean, when you're doing these things to bring the children in, to bring the community in, yo, you got to be serious. You can't be playing around with this. Yo, like when the kids come here, at the end of the summer, they're stronger, they're faster, they're quicker, and they know more about the game, about the sport than they did before. You know, we watch their minds develop every day. While we're talking about Pantherism, what do we do? What are the solutions? Yo, there's solutions here. I mean, the solutions is organizing our own community, creating an economic base where we can be able to feed ourselves, take care of ourselves without having to bow down to somebody else, without having to beg somebody else for our humanity. Yo, I refuse to go beg anybody to give me humanity. I will take my humanity by force. I understand I am not free. We understand we are not free as Panthers. There's no doubt in our mind if we are free or not. And you cannot hold anybody that's under oppression, that's under neocolonialism, responsible for how their life turned out, because they control no institution. I mean, I often hear people say, like, the drug dealers, the worst thing in our community is drug dealers, because they're stupid. They're ignorant. They haven't educated themselves to understand the world around them. So they just open their mouth and regurgitate whatever they heard somebody else say. You're a fool if you believe anything out here is your fault or our fault. Seriously. And I'm telling you, I work with the community all day and all night, and I know how ignorant the community can be. But I don't blame the people for the conditions they find themselves in. They have nothing to do with how anything is done materially in this world. They're just bystanders. The people that I hold accountable is those that know, the intellectuals. That's supposed to know better, but continue to usher our people into institutions of white supremacy, of imperialism, that will continue to exploit us. Tell our people to go vote. What are you voting for? I mean, who are you voting for? Who do they serve? They don't serve the people. They won't serve the people, or they won't survive in those institutions. Get your phone.
Myself.
What's your thought? Get some from. Get some. Let me see. Hold it out, Bobby. Mira. What do I? Let me see. Yeah. Hold up. You got it? You like it? There we go. You're welcome. What's your name? What position you play? Oh, picture. You're the picture. You're a picture. Your children out here?
I'm
No.
just watching.
Oh, you just watching? You just watching too? My name Afrikan. African. Yeah, the continent. Continent. Yeah, continent. Hold up. Huh? Yeah. I'll come every year. I'll bring more stuff. I'll come. I'll bring everything every year. Yeah, we just started. We're coming with the organization. The organization, the
Black Panther
party. So the Black Panther Party. So look, no politician, no rich person will take care of us. The only person that's going to take care of us is us. If we understand, yeah, if we understand that, that's all we need to do is take care of each other, we're going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you notice how all the companies, all the stores is owned by the gringos, Canada, Switzerland. We need to own it. We need to own everything so sure. You need to own stuff so sure. You need to own. Baby, you need to own Roomba. Yeah, we need to own all of that shit, not nobody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But that's why I'm here. Everything we do is free. Everything is free. You don't pay. Yeah, you don't pay for nothing. I mean, this is my guy. This is my guy too. You know, yeah, this is my guy. He helped me out down here. I've been with the company for about 7 years, but it's been here since 1969. I'm the leader of the company. I'm the leader now of the organization here. So we come down. He's gonna be down here working down here in the organization for me. Yeah, he's gonna be here working here. Yeah, I want to fly everywhere. I go everywhere. I stay in. So you want to help me do this in Puerto Plata? I'm about to cut off the camera and I'm about to take your number. We're going to do the same thing. You know, the person that run the baseball, he helping me too. All power to the people. All power to the people. Welcome to Grown Folks Talking Network. Of course, it's all power to the people. I am your host, Chairman Africa. You can hear me or I'm muted? Hey, how you doing, Karima? You outside and about. What you about to do? Go ahead, say. I could dig it. You still with us even though you outside. What you doing? Where you at? Man, what's your name, man? Where you at?
I'm in the library.
Oh, you studied on Sunday. You see it. You see it. Oh, what up? And you still tuning in. That's what's up, yo. Happy Sunday.
Can you see him, Karima?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. All power to the people. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. We got a great show today, man. We're gonna hurry up and get to it. But if this your first time here, let me explain what we do real quick, even though I can't hear myself. But be that as it may. Yo, let me explain what we do. We come here to study from our elders, from our luminaries, to understand the conditions we're going through right now and how we deal with those conditions. So right now we've been reading the Philadelphia Negro for the last couple of weeks. I'm about to put it on. This section is real small, so I don't know if I'm going to stop it, but I'm about to put it on. And go ahead, Du Bois. Talk to him, Du Bois.
The Philadelphia Negro, Chapter 11, The Negro family, Section 27, the size of the family. There were in the 7th Ward in 1896 7,751 members of families, including 171 persons living alone, and 1,924 single lodgers. The average size of the family without lodgers and boarders was 3.18. With the whole population of the ward included, the average size was about 4, and counting married and single lodgers as part of the renting family, the average size is about 5. In any case, the smallness of the families is remarkable, and it's probably due to local causes in the ward, to the general situation in the city, and to development in the race at large. The 7th Ward is a ward of lodgers and casual sojourners. Newly married couples settle down here until they are compelled by their parents of children to move into homes of their own, and these in later years are being chosen in the 26th, the 30th, and the 36th wards in Uptown. Some couples leave their families in the South with grandmothers and live in lodgings here, returning to Virginia or Maryland only temporarily in the summer or winter. A good many men come here from elsewhere, live as lodgers, and support families in the country. Then, too, childless couples often work out, the woman as service and the man lodging in this ward. The woman joins her husband once or twice a week, but does not lodge regularly there, and so it is not a resident of the ward. Such are the local conditions that affect greatly the size of families. The size of families in cities is nearly always smaller than elsewhere, and the Negro family follows this rule. Late marriages among them undoubtedly act as a check to population. Moreover, the economic stress is so great that only the small family can survive. The large families are either kept from coming to the city or move away, or as is most common, send the breadwinners to the city while they stay in the country. It is, of course, but conjecture to say how far these causes are working among the general Negro population of the country. But considering that the whole race has today begun its great battle for economic survival, and that few of the better class, male or female, can expect to get married early in life, it is fair to expect that for several decades to come, the average size of the Negro family will decrease until economic well-being can keep pace with the demands of a rising standard of living.
All right, now I'm going to stop it right there for a second, because I want us to really pay attention to what Du Bois is saying. Most of us think like we control our own lives all the way down to how many kids we have. He's telling you right now that we don't even control the sizes of our family, because the size of our family is by and large due to economics, how much money you have. If you don't have enough money to have a large family, like my mother, my mother had like 11, 12 siblings. I mean, I know a family member that have like 20 kids in the family. Like, you don't have that no more. And he's telling you in the cities, this is in 1896, he's telling you in the cities you cannot have families like this. Like, those huge families were usually like on the farm, like back when economics was different, when there was a different way of surviving out here. But we all live in cities now. And I remember a few years, like in the 90s when I was younger, they used to say Chinese people could only have one kid, like how evil China was because they could only have one kid because of the population. But they didn't say that they were strategically, systematically making sure we all, not just black people, we all didn't have huge families because they wanted to control the population. All these things you don't think about. You don't think about why the family is so small. Like right now, when I think about families around me, people in North, they have like 2, 3 kids, maybe 4 kids. Nobody's having 6, 7, 8 kids. That's not in there for them. You cannot afford none of that. I mean, so when we thinking like we control our lives, we control everything around us, there are other factors that we don't know about that have so much power and control over our daily lives. And we must pay attention to that, because if you don't, the consequences can be catastrophic. And I stopped it there because it has something to do with what we're going to talk about after this.
and that then we shall have another era of good-sized, though not very large, Negro families. As has before been intimated, the difficulty of earning income enough to afford to marry has had its ill effects on the sexual morality of city Negroes, especially too since their hereditary training in this respect has been lax. It is, therefore, fair to conclude that a number of the families of two are simply more or less permanent cohabitations, and that a large number of families are centers of irregular sexual intercourse. Observation.
You say something?
Yeah, I wanted you to Paul. Hey, Basil. I'm glad you joined us today because, you know, me and you had a little tit for tat last week about black women and marriage and black men not wanting to marry and all that. This is the perfect topic discussion right here for us today. But hi, Basil.
Hey there, how are you? Did you get my information on Ross Baraka? That information. Well, this is when he wasn't the mayor. I hope you looked at it.
Yeah, I saw
okay.
that.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
okay.
and
I just wanted to add something to that. It's so funny that we're talking about this because Dr. Kemfu Jemfu, I forgot his last name, but he died just recently. And what Chairman Africa is talking about is so true. He said that we have kids according to the times. Like back then, it was good to have big families because they worked out in the fields, right? You know, you have a big family and they're working out in the field picking cotton, and it became less and less because guess what? When women were called to stay at home while the men went to war, they gave us what? Child care for free. It was never a question about us paying for child care. They gave it to us for free. So they can't tell us they can't do that. It's just what it calls for. Just like he just talked about China. They were killing little girl babies because they wanted to produce more. So, you know, I'm so glad listening to this because it truly opens up my mind because you don't want to really believe this. You don't. But it is so true. And does America care about kids? No, because if they did, why did they have them working in the factories? You ever see those pictures where you see these young kids working in the factories? I mean, talking about caring for children? Come on. So, yeah, I'm glad we're having this discussion. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
All power to the people. Hey, yo, y'all can't be having your sidebars without everybody else. Like, y'all having your own conversation. We're not even involved in the conversation. But, like, let me let Du Bois finish talking. Y'all be cheating.
In the ward bears out this conclusion. It shows that 58 of the families of two were certainly unmarried persons. The result of all these causes is shown in the following table. Although the comparison is not strictly allowable, the real family of the Negroes is compared with the census family of other groups, and this exaggerates the proportion of the smaller families among the Negroes. Further comparison with France may be made. Making allowance for the errors of this comparison, it nevertheless seems true that the conditions of family life in the ward are abnormal and characterized by an unusually large number of families of two persons. There are no statistics for the Negro families of the whole city such as would serve to eliminate the local peculiarities of the 7th Ward. General observation would indicate in the 5th and 8th wards similar conditions to the 7th. In most of the other wards, conditions are different and in all probability vary widely from these crowded central wards. Nevertheless, throughout all of them, large families are not the rule. The number of bachelors and lodgers is considerable, and there is some cohabitation, although this is, in the city at large, much less prevalent than in the 7th ward. It would seem, therefore, that the indications of our study of conjugal condition were here emphasized, and that the Negro urban home has commenced a revolution which will either purify and raise it or more thoroughly debauch it than now, and that the determining factor is economic opportunity. The full picture of this change demands statistics of births and marriages from year to year. These, unfortunately, are not so registered as to be even partially reliable. Both the birth and marriage rate, however, are in all probability steadily decreasing. The death rate also comes in here as a factor, not only by reason of great infant mortality, but also on account of the excessive death rate of the men. In all this, one catches a faint glimpse of the intricacy and far-reaching influence of the Negro problems.
All power to the people. That's it. That was quick. That was quick. But look, but listen to what he just said just now. The high death rate for black men. Like we act like we are free. Like when we talk about the issues in our community, as if we're free and everybody's able to do what they want to do. And we dispel the idea that there's an entire society that's put together to keep us separated, to keep us where we are at. There's a whole infrastructure that's been here before we were born to control our families, to limit our families, to even kill us. You're listening to him, and he's talking about the high death rate in black men. He's like, we're not even going to talk about infant rate. We're talking about just black men. Yo, where are men now? Who is filling up the prisons here? What is our death rate now? Has anything really changed from then? Because like the first step in dealing with this world or doing anything as revolutionary, our first duty is to be educated. The first step is understanding that you have this social construct that is in place to impede your movement. If you don't accept that and you walk around saying, yo, I'm American this, I'm that, I'm going to call the police, I'm going to go to the court system, I'm going to talk to the judge, I'm going to do this, then you are bamboozled. You have no idea what's going on. It's like we can't even really have a conversation. And we're reading the Philadelphia Negro. If you just getting here just now, if this is your first time here, we're reading the Philadelphia Negro. We've been reading it for a couple of weeks now. And we're reading the Philadelphia Negro to understand where we come from. What did our luminaries, our ancestors, what did they do to be able to survive in this space? What were the strategies that they took? We can learn from it. We can change it up. We can put a little bit of our season in there to be able to adapt and survive now. But we can't do none of that if we don't go back to go see what happened back then. So every week we listen to a little bit of it, a little snippet of it, and then we go on to talk about the matters of the day, what they've been killing us all day on the news. But if you don't have the lens, if you don't have a scientific lens to understand what you're seeing, you continue to be bamboozled. I'm starting off because we all know last week, everybody know what happened in Venezuela.
1 second, Chairman. I have my hand up, so pay attention to the hand. Go ahead. I'll go after you. Go ahead.
No, but you got your hand up, but like you the only one that I see with a hand up. I told you like the way the pages look is different. But anyway, go ahead. What did you want to say?
That just to piggyback off what you said, if you don't see and recognize these things or educate yourself, you'll be confused. We have people right now, the same people that be protesting against police brutality is taking a side. The same black people that be in our community that go to city council every week to fight for the people. The same people that was fighting against police brutality are now on the side of the ICE agent because they killed a white woman. But I just want to say, like, this is the confusion that a lot of people find themselves in because they're not politically educated.
You want to drop some names of the people you're talking about?
Munara El-Bomani, that's one that comes to mind.
Oh, she on the side of ICE?
Sheila Montague, that's another one.
They're not on the side of ICE.
Yes, they are. They blaming that woman for her own murder.
I didn't even see that. No, but yeah. So if you're not, like, let me bring it back a little bit. And if you have something to say, just cut in. Just like when I pause, let's do like we having a conversation. I'm gonna try not to talk fast or dominate the conversation. But if you have no knowledge base, if you have no philosophy, no understanding of why you do what you do, you're going to have a lot of contradictions in anything you do. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to be a rhyme or reason. Yo, I can actually say everything that we do, that I do, it follows a philosophy. It is coherent. What do I mean by that? We are Panthers. We are Black Panthers. Not because it's a cool name. Not because it's a hot logo. There's a philosophy to being a Panther. There's a philosophy. Pantherism is a philosophy. It's a Marxist-Leninist philosophy. So now, what is a Marxist-Leninist philosophy? You have to study that to understand it. But once you understand it, everything that you do, you understand, like, no matter where you go in the world, you're never on the side of the police. You understand the police is here to protect the richest of the wealthy. You understand that? They're here to protect private business. So no matter what happened, you're not on the side of the police. You're never on the side of celebrities. You understand that. You're never on the side of the landlords because you understand how the system works. You're never on the side of politicians. It don't matter if they're black, if they're white, if they're a woman, if they're a black man, a crippled black man, and whatever. You're not on the side of them. You're always on the side of who? The people. Because that's what your philosophy demands. But when you have no philosophy, when you're just out here doing stuff because of how you feel or what you're trying to get access to, you're going to have contradictions everywhere. Like, I don't be surprised when I see it. Because by and large, most people out here, they have no political philosophy. They wasn't taught one. The game when you have to go learn. I mean, but we're going to start with Hugo real quick. This is Hugo Chavez. He was the president of Venezuela before he mysteriously died of a brain whatever. All of them. I mean, but be that as it may, I'm not going to go into that. I know how I feel, what I think happened to him, but he's not here, and I don't have the evidence to prove what I'm saying. So, hey, man, so I let it be. He just mysteriously died. You all know what I'm talking about. Now, he's speaking here. He said the operation that is underway, designed at the Pentagon.
La operación que está en marcha, diseñada en el Pentágono para señalar,
is aimed at targeting me. Like this, I'm not sure what year this is. I think 2009. This was in 2009. He said they got plans in the Pentagon to target me. Listen to the plans he said they have at the Pentagon.
a mí, eso viene aproximado.
It's something that's getting closer. If y'all could see it, then I don't need to read it. Yo, do I need to read it, y'all? Or y'all could see it yourselves?
I can see it.
Yeah, okay. If you can't read it, let me know. Excuse me, but I'm going to let him talk.
Es una operación de varios años. Hace varios años me lo dijo alguien. Te van a terminar acusando a ti de narcotraficante, a ti, directamente. A ti, Chávez. Te van a tratar de aplicar la fórmula Noriega. Es uno de los planes que en Estados Unidos se ha venido desarrollando. Están buscando la manera de que se asocie a Chávez directamente con el narcotráfico. Y luego cualquier cosa es válida contra un narcotraficante que es presidente. Invadieron Irak con la excusa de que había armas de destrucción masiva. No las hay, no las hubo. Pero igual ahorcaron al presidente sin juicio ni nada.
They hung the president. They hung the president. He's telling you. In Iraq, they went there to say there was weapons of destruction. There was no weapons of destruction there. They hung the president. And he said now they're cooking up plans in the Pentagon to come after me. They're going to call me a narco-terrorist. You know, isn't that what they just did with Maduro? This was in 2009. Yo, I'm going to let you think in your brain for a minute, if you haven't thought about it already. Who was president in 2009? Because when we say both parties are the same, it's like people out there would argue that. No, the Democratic Party is this. Who was president in 2009, 2010, 2011? Who was president when they started putting sanctions on Venezuela? Because, go ahead, Elijah.
No, that's it's Rod.
Go ahead.
Rod
Go ahead.
Obama.
No, you're right. Obama was the president back then. They started putting the sanctions on them. I mean, like everything that we're seeing now, it's like it's not new. None of this is new. These are strategies that were put into place sometimes decades ago. And then when it happens and we see it and they start the fake news, whatever they call themselves, the news that's also bought by the same corporations, by the same politicians, they come on and they act like all of this is new. None of this is new. You're watching Hugo Chavez tell you the game plan. He told you the play that they were going to run in 2025. And they ran that play. Even though we all know, everybody sitting here, we all know that he's not selling drugs. There's no evidence of him selling drugs, being a narco terrorist. It doesn't matter. They do what they want to do. Who is they? Because I'm not just saying they to be saying they. The corporations, the oil company. I mean, the rich people, the people that control the world, the ones that own the politicians, the ones that give them money for them to go run for elections. These are the people that control the world. The Jeff Bezos of the world, the Elon Musk of the world. These are the people that run the world. The presidents are just figureheads. And I'm not talking about just in America, all over the world. All over the world, the presidents are just figureheads. There's always an oligarchy, a base of rich people there that's controlling what's going on. The corporate class. Wherever you go, even in China, everybody's not free in China. Everybody's not rich in China. Those that have the money, the capitalists, they the one that run things. But right here, Hugo Chavez is telling you the game plan that they're going to run, what was that? In 2009, so that's 10, 5, 26 years later, no, 16 years later. I mean, and when they asked Trump, hey, yo, what happened? What happened, Trump? What you going to do? What you going to do with the oil over there? What you going to do with everybody's stuff? They asked Trump. Listen what Trump said.
Has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 billion barrels of oil on December 10th.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. Nigga, I talk facts. What the now? What, nigga? Give me that, nigga. I don't know what to do.
Hey, yo. Nah. But this is how they behave. They behave like straight gangsters. This is go ahead.
Hey, that's pirate. Basically culture that goes back hundreds of years. That came from the degenerates that were sent out from England at the time via the Queen-funded system. They call them sea dogs or whatever. They're basically pirates. They stole from everyone. They stole from the Spanish, and they were state-sanctioned. They were terrorists, and they were the first settlers in the Caribbean. That's their ancestry, the heritage of capitalism in the Americas. And so he's basically practicing an old tradition and getting away with it. Just like the first wars after the United States was established after the Constitution basically was in North Africa via a navy that they created. Just specifically, they call it the wars of the Barbary States or something.
All power to the people. No, for real.
And also, this also happened to Hugo Chavez. He was subjected to a coup in 2002 or 3. Or I think the movie the Revolution televised was 2003. But there's a whole thing he went through. He was kidnapped for 3 days. The people of Venezuela went out into the streets, started confronting the so-called new government, and before you know it, they were run out of the country, and he was able to come back.
Who was the president here at that time?
That was George Bush.
That was George Bush. So it doesn't matter which president it is, right or wrong.
Correct.
This is Breaking Points. I'm trying to find out this guy's name. Hey, General Secretary, see if you could check this guy's name is his credentials, so we could have it up here. You say what?
I said okay.
Yeah, but listen to what he's talking about real quick. This is on Breaking Points.
To export our industrial base abroad, and which usually means eventually to China, Mexico, Honduras first, but then to China, was in retrospect totally nuts. And be like, oh, we've got all this money, and the economics profession. I'm in an economics department, professor of economics, even though my degree.
Yeah, what is he talking about? Anybody want to tell me what he's talking about? I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back real quick.
Export our industrial base abroad, and which usually means eventually to China, Mexico, Honduras first, but then to China, was in retrospect totally nuts.
What is he talking about?
You got to dumb it down for me.
You say what?
So you had to dumb it down for me.
Nah. It ain't dumbing it down, my guy. No, it's what you call it in the 90s. I believe it was in '96. Around then, when Bill Clinton signed a bill for them to send all the jobs in America basically overseas, to send them. He said Mexico and then to China. I mean, like we all heard about that, like the car company.
Oh, the Trans-Pacific Partnership?
Yeah. I mean, when they send, he's saying that's crazy. When you send all these jobs and all these things overseas, you're going to stabilize the population here. People are going to be poor, and people are going to start to ask questions. When people can't feed themselves, when the rent is too high, when when you got to work 2-3 jobs to survive, and you see there are people over here that are making millions, billions, don't have to work. They really don't even live nowhere. They're all over the world. They have homes all over the world, but people are sleeping outside abandoned buildings. People are going to ask questions, and he's saying when they sent all those jobs overseas, when they basically got rid of the working person here, when they destroyed all these jobs, he said they were nuts for doing that. Go and tell them why they was nuts.
You know, and be like, oh, well, we've got all this money, you know, and the economics profession, I mean, I'm in an economics department, professor of economics, even though my degree is sociology and geography, but I teach political economy. But, I mean, mainstream economics has a lot to answer for this, because they have been saying,
this is a great idea.
Yeah. All that matters are prices.
Right. Mainstream economics has something to do with this. What does he mean by mainstream economics? When you go to college and they're teaching you about capitalism, they're teaching you about business, they're teaching you about finance. You think these people are really teaching you for you to learn, for you to know. You don't know they're teaching you to justify the crimes that they're committing around the world. So they're not telling you the truth. They're not telling that student that comes in there that, you're going to be a worker for the rest of your life. We're going, like the government, this society that you're in is going to continuously tax you to subsidize corporations. They're not telling you none of that. They're not telling you that there's no free markets. Because when you go to school for economics, when you go to these classes, I think Comrade Poppy on here, Poppy took economics, and they use terms like free markets. There are no free markets. Free markets mean everybody can participate equally. It's free. If you don't have the money, you can't participate in it. So how is it free? It's only free for those that can participate in that market. But this is what they teach our children in school. When we send our children to these universities, telling them to go learn all this stuff, like, go to college, go get a job, this is what they're learning. And there are repercussions to this. Because then you produce ignorance. People that don't know what's going on, they have no idea what's going on in the world. But that's not what everybody else is doing around the world. Everybody else is not teaching that.
All that matters is money and prices. And as long as you have a lot of money, then you can just buy what you need. And it's like, yeah, but what if you have an adversary who has a different philosophy, doesn't care about prices, and says, well, you know what, we're going to not sell you rare earths, regardless of price, because of geostrategic concerns about our sovereignty and our sense of our society as being ancient and venerable and having been pushed around. And we're in this long-term project of rebuilding our power. And so, yeah, you're right. We could make more money selling you rare earth elements, but instead we're going to embargo them and bring you to your heel, bring you to the table. So there's a real reason
no. But what happens when you have a superpower that doesn't play by those fake rules that you have, those fake theories, those lies? I mean, when the rest of the world start to understand that it is not a free market, and then they start to walk away from the system, the hegemony that you have created to be able to rule the whole world. That system that you have created to be able to punish and tax the whole world. People start walking away from it because they see it's not beneficial. If you know anything about Marx, you understand in Capital, Marx predicted everything that we're going through. That he said capitalism cannot sustain itself because it's cannibalistic. It is going to continue to eat at its own self. It can't stay here forever. I mean, because at some point the people will realize what's going on. We're in 2025. It's been decades coming. We talked about 1996. That's what he's talking about. What you think is going to happen? What you think there are going to be no repercussions, no blowback for sending all the jobs overseas? After a while, all those dogs are going to come home to hunt. the chicken are going to come home to whatever, the roost, like Malcolm said. After a while, all these things are going to come back. It only makes sense. You don't have to be a genius. Go ahead, Sham.
No, I was saying that comment you said right there got Malcolm in trouble.
Yeah.
Chicken coming home to roost. They don't like to hear that.
No, they don't want
Berlin conferences or the UAE. When was that pilot was that when the UAE and not UAE when what was that? I think before it was the Middle East when they went to go attack Egypt with Britain and England. No, with Britain and I'm forgetting other places, but you said it's chicken coming home to roost, but it's nothing new to what they do. So all these markets and stuff that's falling down and closing, and even the fact that what you said a free market ain't really no free market. It's you can choose to get into a certain industry, but if that industry isn't making any profit, is it really free market? You can get into it, but it's specific sectors in which you can actually, or they allow you to make money in, or markets that they allow people to really flourish in. Even football, sports, and stuff like that is changing. Like with the trajectory of where you got college players making money now. 20 years ago, Reggie Bush selling his jersey, they took him out. They took him out the record books. But that's like they were saying, like that's only the one true meritocracy, or quote unquote meritocracy, where it's merit-based system in our society, but it ain't a real meritocracy if you got gambling and betting and stuff going on with it. So even that stuff is turning to shambles and into other things. The housing market has been messed up before Barack Obama. So it's just all, like you said, the chickens coming home to roost.
Yeah. All these decisions, all these policies, all these things they did to protect one class. There's only one class that has been doing good. You go all the way back to the 1800s. Continuously, until now, only one class of people been eating. The rest of the people, the majority, the mass of people are still in the same place. Nothing has really changed. And if it has changed, it has gotten worse. It doesn't matter if you're white. Your white people catching hell too. All white people are not rich. All white people didn't have slaves. That's the reality that we're dealing with. And if you're not able to see that reality and understand that reality, you don't know who your ally is. You don't know who to join with, who to work with. You're just going to be going around going in circles.
Is China awful? And then threatening, the president of Colombia and talking about taking Greenland. I mean, it's all insane. Now, of course, in the background is China, and I mean, there's a way in which there seems to be a struggle over what model of development will be going forward. Mm-hmm. And, the Belt and Road Initiative, this is China's response to basically the overproduction of capital, the overaccumulation of capital. I mean, China is running into the problem that Marx and Engels laid out in the manifesto when they were kids in 1848. That like part of the problem of capitalism is that it's really, really good at producing wealth, and then you have too much money, too much wealth, and not enough demand, and you get this crash, these economic crashes, these booms, and it's like, so
like in the 90s, when there was all that wealth, in the 80s and the 90s, the Soviet Union had just broke apart. All this wealth, America's number one, all powerful. So what do you do with all that money? What do you do with all that power? Like he's saying, that Marx and them was saying, that you're going to have all this wealth, these corporations through capitalism. Because capitalism is not the normal person. Capitalism is the rich people, the corporate, the people that have millions and billions. These are the capitalists. If you just got your little store, you only hiring yourself, 2 people, you're not really a capitalist. When you're a capitalist, when you don't have to do no work. See, like, let's get that understanding, because most people think they're capitalists. You are not a capitalist. You're just a worker. Even if you got a store and you there by yourself working, you're just working. You're not a capitalist. But be that as it may, as a capitalist, you're going to have all this money because you're exploiting. Your sole purpose for survival is being able to squeeze the workers. So after a while, you're going to have all this accumulation of money. What do you do with it? What do you do with it?
That's an important distinction to make. Even if you dribble a basketball or jump around on stage, you don't own the means to production. We've seen overnight Kanye West's evaluation went down by like 700 million or something ridiculous like that, because these quote unquote black capitalists are just the face and the workers for real capitalists. They don't own sweatshops, they don't have land, they don't have the ability to dictate policy in foreign countries and go and take natural resources up out of the ground. They're not real capitalists, but the idea is to get that person who owns a bodega to believe in the capitalist system and believe that he actually has some sense of like unity with those who like really get to predict policy, right, and dictate it and like really move mountains around. It's just funny because we see about every like 7 to 10 years the government got to come through and bail out this perfect system, right, and allow some people to lose and some people to win, right? They got these quote-unquote companies that they say they're too big to fail. That's not capitalism. That's not me competing against somebody else. There's no meritocracy in that if I built this corporation up. We know also that the gig economy is filled with companies that's never made a profit, yet they make millionaires every week, right? That's not this idea of capitalism that they sold to us. They sold to us that we would be able to get some means to production, get in there and just start competing with our labor, with our intellect, with our hands. But that's not true. That's just that narrative that they sell to us, and a lot of times we buy into it and want to know why we work twice as hard as the next person but have twice as less.
All power to the people. Nah, that's 100% true. That's 100% true. But what do you do with that money? You see, Marx knew that these people were too selfish, because it takes a sociopath to be able to fall in love with a system like this. I mean, so he knew like they're not going to give that money to the people. They're not going to do what China is trying to do. He's talking about that belt, that road, that stuff that China is building. So China said, all right, you're going to try to isolate us. We're going to try to find different means to be able to make money. We're going to use all this wealth that we have to go to Africa, to go to Europe, to go wherever. You know what? We're even going to cut a deal with Venezuela. We're going to get their oil. 80%, I'm going to say it again, 80% of the oil that Venezuela sells go to China. 80%. China is building a relationship with all these people. You hear Trump, he was just naming all the countries that Trump is talking about going to war with. Going to war with Greenland, going to war with this person, going to war with that person. And not understanding, you see this, it's so deep. There's so many places we could go with this. Trump is so stupid. He's literally breaking all the instruments that they use to be able to keep this hegemony over people. When he first came into power, what did he try to get rid of? He went after what did they call that? What did they call it? Patience. What did
USAID and shit?
USAID. He went after USAID. What is USAID? If you there, you just think you're a normal person. You just like USAID, USAID. USAID, America going around giving aid to people. Nah, USAID was basically used to go into other governments and subvert their governments. Put in media, media outlets, media stations, whatever, to put out their own propaganda, to go against.
And they fund fake protests like they do in North New Jersey.
Yeah, they have fake protests. They have all these different fake things. Like that money, that USAID was meant to go there to be able to try to break down these governments strategically. What Trump, I was about to call him the R word. What Trump come in and do? Trump came in and started attacking the infrastructure to that, and which is what China is basically doing. China is going to all these places because, like China, the people that rule China, and we must understand, they are capitalists too. The people that run China, they may not be as savage as America. They may not be on that level, but they are capitalists too. And they understand for them to survive, they need to start finding other ways to survive. So for the last couple of decades, they've been in Africa. They've been in Europe. They've been in South America. So what do you do? What does America do to that? How do you deal with that? I think that's what it's about. I think that's where we're going right here.
China has all this excess capital, and they're deploying it through the Belt and Road of just like building infrastructure, and thereby also trying to like build markets and connect the world. And the U.S. clearly seems to be about trying to block that. I mean, there's a way in which the Ukraine war is like, centerpiece of Belt and Road Initiative is that Eurasian landmass, and so the U.S. through its proxy in the Ukrainian government is like, well, we're going to light a fire at this end of it. We're not going to let you like integrate with Europe geographically. No, we're going to like block you. And there's an element of that here too, which is like, oh, you're like making huge investments all over Latin America. You're buying more and more soybeans, more and more oil. I mean, the Chinese, they get like between 8 and 13% of their oil from Venezuela. Not a lot, but not insignificant. Right. It's like 80% of what Venezuela sells typically goes to China. But there's that, which is like, okay, we're gonna sabotage your investment plan. You're gonna try and incorporate everybody, and we're gonna like smash up your investment patterns. But there's another aspect of it, which is that the U.S. just doesn't have the ability, short of atomic war, to fight a conventional war against China in the Western Pacific. The level of investment would have to be so much higher in terms of the Navy. I mean, we don't have enough ships to move the fuel for the planes out there. And so there's a realization like, okay, we are rolling back. We are stepping back from the Western Pacific, and that is a Chinese sphere of influence. And so there's an element of this which is like Trump, like with a squid spraying ink, it's like creating this drama of like, oh my God, this horrendous imperialist bully, and it's like that's all true, but it's also like a horrendous imperialist bully operating at a much smaller scale than it used to be able to. That global hegemony, that's over.
But
the global hegemony is over, but people like Trump don't understand that. You see, that's the danger of Trump being in that position. See, Trump is an imbecile. Trump doesn't understand. The person that's speaking, I can't remember his name. This gentleman that's speaking, he's been doing journalism for probably almost like 50 years.
Chairman, that's Christian Parenti. Is he related to Michael Parenti?
I don't know, but his name is.
It is his son. He is his son.
Yeah, but his name is Christian Parenti. He's been doing this like. I don't like to talk about what's going on in other countries if I'm not there. If I don't have access to the data, to what's going on, like even Ibrahim Traoré in Africa, I'm shy to talk about what's going on there because I don't want to come back and they bite me in the butt because I really don't know what's going on. I am not getting no real data from what's going on there. I don't know nothing, so I try not to talk about it, even though I hope. I pray that is really genuine stuff going on, revolutionary stuff going on over there. But I don't know. But he's been there. He's been to South America. He's been working in the government. He's part of the system. This is not somebody that's outside of the system. He's been working in these institutions his whole life. And he's explaining this to you. Like, if I got somebody else that was on some revolutionary Black Panther stuff, and he come, you'd be like, yeah, he's just saying that, he's just being hyperbolic. But I like to bring stuff from their spokesperson, somebody that's been working in their newspapers, in their organizations, in their institutions, their whole lives. And he's explaining to you they don't have the power they used to have before. But Trump is not that. Trump is not an academic. Trump is not an intellectual. Trump doesn't understand that. Trump is like my man from Back to the Future, Biff. That's what Trump is like, a complete buffoon. If you ever seen Back to the Future, that's who Trump is. And he's telling you, they don't have that power no more. He just said they can beat China in a conventional war. They have to use nuclear weapon. I asked this question before, but I'm going to ask it again. What do you think is going to happen when somebody shoot down one of these planes trying to come on here and steal these tankers, try to steal these oil tankers? Like, how long you think Trump is going to be out there at sea stealing people tankers, oil, and nobody retaliate? Sooner or later, somebody's going to shoot one of them planes down. Is going to shoot one of them ships down. what you think Trump is going to do? They cannot defeat China in a war conventionally. Now the question is, do you think they're going to go to nuclear weapons? Are they going to go to nuclear weapons? Yo, we have in this program, we have these conversations to understand how real shit is, how real things are about to get. And what are we doing? How are we preparing ourselves? Are we just going by like robots every day, just getting up tomorrow, going to work, come back from work, cook, eat, sleep, get up, and go pick cotton again? Is that what we're doing? And not paying attention to what these people are doing? Not organizing, not coming together to work together to find a way for us to survive in this world that they're trying to burn down. Gun to my head, you ask me what Trump going to do? He ain't going to do no nuclear war because he understands they're going to come back at him. And you can't rule over ashes. I think they'll try to talk it away. They may hit one of their planes, they hit their plane, and then they're going to have a conversation, talk about it, and they're going whatever. But what if they don't do that? What if these idiots decide to go push the button, heck set, all this... Let me go on, man. See, I'm not as polished as your average journalist or somebody I'll be on here. I'm just somebody like you. I'm no better.
Man, we're too busy on social media trying to take up for ICE and trying to make excuses as to why it's okay to go steal all these people's resources and go to war with the whole world. That's what people are doing right now.
Yo, but that's not what people are doing. That's what those people are doing. I mean, I don't want
the misleadership class, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people on social media that are so-called running for these
political offices
right here in Newark that's talking crazy and confusing the people.
No, but that tells you why, as Panthers, we don't just say we allies with just anybody. Like, people come and tell us to go support their campaigns. Everybody running for office, like, it seems like every day there's somebody running for office, and they're always coming, sending messages, sending people to come talk to us to support their campaigns. And every time they come to us, we tell them we don't support electoral politics. We don't believe this system. We can't do anything. You can't reform this system. Yo, we're about building and creating our own systems. And then they'll leave. They go do what they want to do. They may start calling us names, saying this, that. But it is what it is. Yo, we're consistent. We're consistent because we have a philosophy that we follow. Those people on social media, yo, even if you're trying to run for office, like, I question your motives. If you're trying to run for office, it's telling me, like, either you're not sincere or you really don't understand the devil that you're dealing with. But at the end of the day, my time on this planet is dedicated towards building the institutions that future generations are going to survive. It's going to help them survive. Because nobody has built those institutions yet. Every activist, every whatever that came before us, all they did was just talk about what we need to do, about going to change the system. You can't change the system. We have to build institutions in all our communities to serve our people. Yo, that's the answer. You can't run around that. You can't duck that reality, and nobody wants to accept that.
One more point, to your point of we can't change the system. We got black politicians up there. We got LaMonica up there. We had a black president. We got black, and we still going to war. People still can't afford housing. People still can't get health insurance. So I don't even want to hear anybody talking about support this person because they'll be the first black what the fuck ever. No. We have all the first black people in politics right now, and we're still heading to nuclear war.
Nah, all power to the people. Nah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. All these people all this voting that we've been doing all these decades, what has it brought us?
In Latin America is because there's a lot of anti-American sentiment throughout South and Central America that still exists. I mean, there are a lot of people who like America, have favorable views towards America, but there's also a lot of fuel for some of these leftist politicians and movements that comes from doing things like regime change in Venezuela There's a Sandinista in charge of Nicaragua right now, and it's not guaranteed that because you took control of Panama and felt like it was stable for 20 years that you now have hemispheric dominion. These things don't necessarily go together.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of poverty and a lot of inequality, right? You know, you go like places like in Rio or Sao Paulo, it's like people living in shacks with dirt floors, seeing in the sky above them private helicopters going to elite penthouses. And it's like, you know, you live under those conditions, you're like, really? There's really not enough money to get proper plumbing in this neighborhood? I don't believe it, you know? And so that never goes away. I mean, you can decapitate and crush and discredit, but then it's like, you know, another 10 years, another generation, people being like, what? Why do we have oil? We sell enormous amounts of soybeans. Why don't we have plumbing here? Why don't we have jobs, you know?
And China can exploit that.
Yeah.
And that part right there, I'm going to come back to what he just said just now. But let me bring it back a little bit, because this is important.
About what he just said about the soybeans.
Go ahead, Sham. What you said?
You know how he gave the deal to Argentina with the soybeans, and Argentina gave the soybeans to China, because China was the #1 exporter or buyer of the soybeans that are produced here in America, and they just did a credit payback to the U.S.
All power to the people. All power to the people. Nah, but it's true. And I want you to pay attention to what he's saying here, because I don't know if I'm going to go into it now, but I'm going to go into it. This is very important.
Movements that comes from doing things like regime change in Venezuela. There's a Sandinista in charge of Nicaragua right now, and it's not guaranteed that because you took control of Panama and felt like it was stable for 20 years that you now have hemispheric dominion. These things don't necessarily...
You notice how she said you took control of Panama. You stole Panama. You invaded Panama. What you did there was illegal. You see, but this is what the journalists do. Like when you listen to journalists in America, they call themselves journalists. They're scribes. Scribe means you just write stuff down and you just repeat what somebody told you. When CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, when they come on, they tell you the U.S. military captured Maduro, not kidnapped. They don't say kidnap, because they did kidnap him. What they did was wrong. It is illegal. You don't see none of the smart people that they're supposed to have up there, the legal minds, telling you, explaining the laws, that you cannot go into a sovereign nation and kidnap their president. That the United States can come up with an indictment in New York and go to Caracas in Venezuela and kidnap their president. You cannot do that. There's international law. You don't hear the journalists say that, because they're all frauds.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Chairman. Even a regular person, not a president, if a regular person committed a crime and they traveled overseas, don't they gotta draw up papers to extradite them? They can't just go into the other country and grab them up.
Yeah, you're supposed to go talk to the government in that country for them to be able to send them to you. Some governments say, we ain't even messing with you. We're not sending nobody nowhere. But, you're supposed to go to the country and you ask them for that person. You don't just go in the middle of the night.
They got to go to NATO.
Yeah, you got to go to NATO. But and the crazy part is they control NATO. America controls NATO. They run NATO. They fund NATO. But now Trump is trying not to fund NATO no more. You see, remember I told you that hegemony, all those USAID stuff, all this that they use to be able to control people around the world, control countries, things like NATO, the European nation, all these things. He's too stupid to understand the necessity of all these things. So he's bringing about the demise of empire quicker. So when you ask me, who do you want, Hillary Clinton or Trump in power? I'd rather Trump. Hillary Clinton is a savvy politician. They probably would have came up with something that everybody would have ate up and be like, all right, yeah, we're going to go over there to go free those women. That's what we're going to go do. We're going to free the gay people over there. You see, Hillary came up with something. Trump just come up in the middle of the night, you just see bombs. And then he come on TV like, yeah, I stole that shit. That's Trump. That's what you're dealing with. He's cracked. He doesn't understand how to play politics, how to play the game. So I would rather him be in there to burn this whole thing down and wake people up. Because the argument that was made when he was running, nah, man, even if he get in, people are going to suffer. People are going to suffer, and that's not really going to do nothing. Man, that's a lie. That's a lie. But there's something that I want to go over. They still didn't get to it yet.
Go together.
Yeah. And there's also a lot of poverty and a lot of inequality, right? You know, I mean, you go like places like in Rio or Sao Paulo, it's like people living in shacks with dirt floors, seeing in the sky above them private helicopters going to elite penthouses. And it's like,
imagine that. Imagine you're living on dirt floor and you're seeing private planes flying, going to different condominiums, and you know where they're going. They're landing on top of people's roofs, but you're sleeping on dirt floor with no plumbing.
You know, you live under those conditions, you're like, really? There's really not enough money to get proper plumbing in this neighborhood? I don't believe it, you know? And so that never goes away. I mean, you can decapitate and crush and discredit, but then it's like, you know, another 10 years, another generation of people being like, what? Why do we have oil?
You can kill Malcolm. You can kill Fred Hampton. You can kill Malcolm. You can continue to kill. You could kill Patrice Lumumba. You could kill all those people. You could wipe all of them out, kill the Black Panther Party, infiltrate them, throw them in jail, make them leave the country, talk about all, try to make them look like white supremacists, KKK. You could do whatever. Kill Marcus Garvey. You could do whatever you want to do. Yeah, they killed Marcus Garvey. By sending him to prison, by destroying him, they killed Marcus Garvey. But anyway, all these things that they did. And what happens a generation later? A generation later, people start to notice the same things. They start to notice how one group of people eating and everybody else starving. And those questions start coming up again. But what did I tell you we do as Panthers? What our purpose is? We're here to build institutions. We shouldn't forget. See, that's what I'm telling you. I was telling you it's important to listen to what he's saying. Because he's saying after one generation, after 10 years, those questions come back again. You know why those questions come back? Because our ancestors never built institutions that taught us from day one what was going on continuously. I started learning about all of this geopolitics when I was in prison. It shouldn't take me to be in Southwood State Prison, for me to be in the county somewhere, for me to start learning about what this country is really about. They shouldn't take us to lose everything for us to learn. But we haven't built any institutions that teaches people. Every day, every time I speak, I bring up institutions, but I really don't think people understand the necessity for them, how valuable they are. Without institutions, you are nowhere. You're doing nothing. Because in a generation, everything is gone, and we got to start all over again. How much time do you think you have before these people destroy the whole planet? When are we going to build institutions? You see, because that's not easy. You don't become a millionaire building an institution. You don't be flying on helicopters. You go down with the people. Boots on the ground, working with the people, to organize the people, to bring in as many people as you can, with the mindset that is needed to be able to fight these people back. Notice I didn't say nothing about going to vote. You can't vote your way out of this. I didn't say nothing about going to march. You can't march your way out of this. They're about to have another march here. There's going to be another march in New York. There was a march yesterday. There was a march before that. People have been marching. And ain't nothing changed. These people still in power because nobody's been doing what is demanded. We must walk away from their schools, from their institutions, and build our own that teaches the truth. That we don't have to wait 20, 30 years before we learn the truth. Because as we speaking now, they have plans in place. We don't know. I don't know what plans they have. I don't know what country Trump is about to go after. I don't know what ship he about to blow out of the water. I don't know what fake terrorist plots they have coming that they're going to do here. That they're going to put all of us in danger of. I have no idea what they're doing. See, but I can concern myself with that. I have to concern myself with preparing the people, organizing the people, finding the people that are ready to do this work. Because I told you, you can't become a millionaire by doing this work, but we could become wealthy. We could get power. I'd rather power than money. Once we have the people, once we organize, once we are all working together, we have power. And there's nothing they could do about it. I'm about to show you what I mean in a few seconds. Let me see what else he said on here.
Sell enormous amounts of soybeans. Why don't we have plumbing here? Why don't we have jobs, you know?
And China can exploit that.
Yeah.
And what does the U.S. get out of blocking China? Like I hate to put things in black and white and good and bad, but like one empire is like building stuff, and the other empire is often trying to block the other one from building stuff. It's like, why? What are we doing?
I mean, I think
I'll tell you what we're doing. That's all we can do, because we're not going to give people a living wage. People here are sociopaths. They're not going to give people a living wage for them to survive. Nobody should be having to work 2 jobs to be able to survive. There's no way rent should be this high. But these people are selfish. They will hoard everything. Yo, it is easy to switch all of this. Yo, I could talk all I want to talk. But, yo, if they come out tomorrow and they change the whole way how the system works and they start paying people enough for them to survive, enough for them to eat, everybody's going to go back to sleep. They bring the people out, they bring the police out, and they say, you know what? The man that shot that woman, we're going to lock him up. If a police kills somebody, we're going to lock him up. Yo, just for a couple of years, they just go back and try to act like it's a real democracy. Put up the facade. Yo, people going to buy into it, but they're not going to do that. Because these people are way past, they passed that line already. They're evil. Like, these people are like, what is it, Caligula, whatever, what's his name? Caligula? I know that name.
Little Boots.
Little Boots.
That's what it means.
Hey, Sham, I swear to God, Sham, you be surprising me, Sham. No, little Caligula mean, yo, where you learned that term, Sham?
Cause I studied them. I watched the movie. I looked them up. I knew them ever since I was a little kid. I know about Caligula.
Yo, bro, but Caligula was what was it? The 14th century, 14 something. But anyway, he was the emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Roman emperor, and bro came in. Yo, he was something like a Trump.
Yes.
He was a straight savage, and they called him Caligula because that was the name of that was the nickname they gave him. That was the name of the boots he used to wear. They used to call him Little Boots. So they called him that. But dude was a real savage. I mean, when you study history, you see these people are not new. All of these people is a replay because they can come up with a new strategy. This is the other news that's been going on in the media. I mean, I'm gonna play the video. Let the video speak for itself. But like I said, if you're watching the media, you really don't understand the story of what's going on. She said, I'm not mad at you. I'm going to bring it back. You could hear her. She said, I'm not mad at you. She's smiling at bro. Something, dude, I'm not mad at you.
We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former.
Hey, yo, I come at the police all the time in the community. And like when they want to intimidate you, they bring out their phones to act like they're recording you, even though they already have a camera on their chest. So they'll whip out their phone, they'll come around the whole car like they're trying to find a reason to try to mess with you, to try to find a reason to lock you up. Yo, that's all he was doing. And you see his hand right there? That's his left hand. He's bringing his left hand up to change the phone from his right hand to his left hand. Why is he doing that? Why you think he doing that? Go ahead, somebody tell me why you think he doing that.
Get ready to draw that weapon.
Get ready to draw that weapon. Get ready to draw that weapon. He had already had his mind made up what he was going to do right here. This is what the media ain't going to tell you. This is not what the public officials that we pay money, we pay their bills That's not what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you a whole different story.
Just go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out the car. Get up.
At this point, they have broken no crime. They have broken no law, I mean. You could say whatever you want to the police as long as you don't threaten them. See, I know. I deal with them every day. They have broken no law right now. It looked like she's on the street and she's trying to turn. She's trying to turn and go somewhere. I don't know what was happening before this, but like she's trying to turn. She's trying to go back in the car. Let me go back. Let me go back. I want you to see something. Hey, look at the windshield. Watch the windshield and wash her hands. Watch it right here. Now somebody, a masked dude, is standing right next to her car over here and is screaming at her, get out the car. Get out the effing car. No badge. Go ahead. Oh, I thought somebody was trying to say something. No badge, no nothing. Look at her hands. Do you see where she turning the wheel? Watch her hands. You see where she turning the wheel to try to get out of the way? And you can't turn it that much. Because if you turn it too much, you're going to hit this car. I don't know how. But anyway, if you turn it too much, you're going to hit this car right here. So, like, look at her hands again. Look at her. Watch her hands as she's turning that wheel. And he's saying, I'm not going to say what they said. I'm going to let their own public official say it. She backs up, and she turns. Right in the way, he called her a stupid bitch. Right there, stupid bitch. After he shot through the windshield, we saw him grab the gun, shoot through the windshield, call her a stupid bitch after he killed her. There you go, right there. That's him. I mean, the crimes they commit overseas, they will bring them home and they will kill every one of us. These are secret police. These people have no names, no badges. Sometimes they have their face covered. If somebody told you in 2025 they are going to be secret police that are here that can do whatever they want, you wouldn't believe that. You'd be like, nah, it's not going to be no secret police. Then they go right here. They have secret police, the same police they had in Germany, in all dictatorships, in all fascist states. They have secret police. This is Trump's secret police. Yo, this is, now I'm about to show you, this is an official. Hey, yo, if you're sitting at home, you paying for these people. When you go to work them 3 jobs, they taking money out your check to pay these people. Listen to what she said happened.
You've also been criticized for your comments. The shooting, we should note, was Wednesday at 10:37 a.m. Eastern. Just over 2 hours later, the Department of Homeland Security put out a statement definitively asserting what had happened, defending the ICE agent, accusing Renee Good of domestic terrorism. That's a characterization that you reiterated in a press conference half an hour later. Now, Republican Senator Tom Tillis said, quote, "It was very unusual to have a senior law enforcement official to draw a conclusion about an event where the scene was still being processed. Generally speaking, law enforcement would recognize that a life was lost, that families are changed forever, the shooter's life will change forever. We're collecting video. We're trying to assess the situation." Why did you not wait?
Let me go back a second. I want y'all to notice something. Notice something right there. Y'all see who wrote this? This Senator Tom Tillis, Republican, North Carolina. He's the one that wrote this. Yo, this shows you a crack. He's a Republican, she a Republican. They're all Republican. They in the government. Yo, but my whole life, the government don't cross each other. Remember that blue wall? The government works the same way. Yo, there are cracks. There are cracks in the system. A Republican is coming out and saying that she sounds crazy. It was very unusual to have a senior law enforcement official to draw a conclusion about an event where the scene was still being processed. You see, but these people are idiots. They don't supposed to be in those jobs. They're not supposed to be in those jobs. Somebody want to say something, Shameen? Yeah, we saw them and start talking. But anyway, it was very unusual to have a senior law enforcement official to draw a conclusion about an event where the scene was still being processed. Generally speaking, law enforcement would recognize that a life was lost, that families are changed forever, The shooter's life will change forever. We're collecting video. We're trying to assess the situation. That's what the normal person, the person that's qualified. But these people are not qualified. They just hire their friends. They hire yes people, people that are going to do whatever they tell them to do. This is the government that we have. This is not something that I'm making up. These people are not getting their job because they're the smartest, they're the best. That's not how none of this works. They all got their jobs because they're going to pledge allegiance to Trump. And it's not only Republicans that do that. Democrats do the same thing. Nobody's going to go against the Biden. Even though, bro, walking around, we all know his brain is cooked. Everybody's acting like his brain not cooked. Because none of this is on your merit. There's no free markets. All of it is a facade. But with people like Trump, when you have people like Trump come in, they open it, they expose everything. They pull the curtain back.
You not wait for an investigation before making your comments.
Well, everything that I've said has been proven to be factual and the truth. This administration wants to operate in transparency. I have the responsibility as the Secretary of Homeland Security to know this information as soon as possible. Had just been in Minneapolis the day before, had already had conversations with officers on the ground and supervisors, and knew the facts, and decided that the department and the people of this country deserve to know the truth of the situation.
The General Secretary was like, you was there a day before. Earlier was watching the video. She like, you was there a day before, and you already knew the facts about what's going to happen a day later. But like this, but look at her. Look at her. These people are evil, man. These people, like, they don't care. Yo, how can you have a conversation, a real conversation with somebody like this? There's no talking to somebody like this. There's absolutely no talking with them. What conversation are you going to have with somebody like this? What's the point of talking to somebody like this? What's the point of voting for people like this? But let me let them keep talking.
Of what had unfolded in Minneapolis.
With all due respect, Secretary, the first thing you said was, quote, what happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow. Correct. Because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and rammed them with her vehicle.
You see? They're too stupid to understand. We all didn't see that. You cannot come tell all of us what the lie you just made up. You see, before, when there was no cameras, you could do all of this. When there was no cameras, people couldn't see. You could lie. You could, because all of this is part of coercion. Being able to coerce the people to believe the reality that is not real. That's not there. You're just lying, like democracy. Telling people they're free, that their vote matter. When we all know our vote don't count. That's why the masses of the people don't vote. You come around, how many people voted in Newark for the mayor? What, 10%? 8%? How many people voted in school board elections? Like 3%? 4%? Yo, people know this system is cooked. They know it doesn't work. They know it's a game. It's a fraud. They just don't think they can defeat it. So they don't go vote. They just try to live their life the best they can. But we all know. And then when you put it on video and you show it to us, and then you get some pasty face.
That's not what happened. We all saw what happened.
It absolutely is what happened. Those officers had been out in enforcement action. A vehicle had been stuck. They had come to help get that vehicle out when this individual started blocking traffic for minutes and minutes.
You said that the woman had...
I would have stopped it right there and said, are you stupid? Like, real talk. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, yo, they got a video right here. Yo, what are you talking about? Yo, there's no need to have a polite conversation with this person. You should have cut her mic and be like, yo, I need you to be checked psychologically, because I think there's something wrong with you, or you're a sociopath. Because you're lying. We're all looking at the video. That's how you got to treat these people. There's no conversation to be had with them. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you exactly how the people are supposed to treat these people. I'm going to show you exactly how they're supposed to treat them.
Snowballs. Here, play this clip.
And there'll be more videos. We're in a world with lots of videos, which is a good thing for getting to the truth.
Let's look at this.
Yeah, you notice how he paused when he said a good thing? We're in a world with videos. It's a good thing. Like, he had to pause there. Because, like, when you, and they don't want us to see the truth. They don't want the people to know the truth. It's a good thing.
Getting to the truth.
Let's
which is a good thing for getting to the truth.
Let's look at this live shot that we're seeing right now. We just saw some black vehicle vans moving.
Yo, do you see what's going on? Do you see the people throwing snowballs at the police and the police got to run? The police got to run. Let me go back a second, man. Let me go back. Because like when we say like there's strategies, there's options on how you defeat these people, there are options. We have to utilize those options. And right here, if everybody got off their sidewalk and got onto on that street, she wouldn't be dead. Watch the people on the sidewalk. Whenever something happened, watch the people.
We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine.
You see them people standing over there on the sidewalk watching with that dog? That dog's supposed to be biting somebody. Why are you standing over there? There's no standing around no more. If you care about the people, if you care about people, everybody should be on there challenging them. Standing side to side. Yo, but that's organizing. That's the hard work that nobody wants to do. You're not going to go on, they're not going to have you at the Academy Awards. They're not going to give you Cadillac, contracts. They're not going to give you $1 million. You're going to be living in a penthouse. You're going to be on radio station.
They're not going to fund your nonprofit.
They're not going to fund your nonprofit. But nobody want to do that work. Until everybody get off the sidewalk, comes out their house, and approaches people and hold these people accountable, they're going to continue to bully people and murder people, shoot people in the face. How do we know? Because we've been going over this. We've been going through this for decades. How many times they say a black person try to ram the police with their car? How many times they kill one of us, kill our children, and then blame us? But what Marx said, that capitalism is going to eat itself, is going to consume itself, is going to cannibalize itself. That is what it's doing now by killing that white woman. See, they're supposed to have the little slave codes and all of that. You only do this to the black and brown people. You don't do this to white gay women. That's not what you do around here. You see, but now the chickens are coming home to roost. Because who vote for these people? Who put Trump in office? Who put these politicians in office? Who keeps this system upright? Who support this system? They're coming after them too. Because they came after us, and all these people giving the police, like they coming up with excuses for the police. They were afraid. They were afraid for their life. That's the same thing that they're saying for the ICE officer that just shot that white woman in the face. Shot her in the face. But like I said, if you want to hold these people accountable, this is how you hold them accountable.
Throwing snowballs. Here, play this clip.
And there'll be more videos. We're in a world with lots of videos, which is a good thing for getting to the truth.
Let's look at this live shot.
Look at them running.
Now we just saw some black vehicles.
Look at them running.
Moving
with all their guns.
And now you see snowballs flying in this group of individuals that are moving. You've got law enforcement. And
you see how she's saying? Like, she don't want to say what's going on. She don't want to say that people are rebelling. Snowballs going in direction. Huh? Yeah. It's white people out there. They're rebelling against the system. And this is Fox News. Like, they're showing it, but they can't even tell you what's going on. They're too afraid to say what's going on. There was another video I saw where they jumped on the Fox host. They're like, yo, stop lying. You out here lying. They try to get them out of there.
In the front of this group that look like they're walking backwards, so they're being pushed, is the way it looks, backwards by protesters who are...
Look at them running. But look at all those people back there. Those are the people you got to go organize. You don't tell them to go vote. You tell them we must build our own institutions because their media is going to lie to us. Their police is not going to protect us. We must police our own communities. We can have guns. It's legal for you to have guns in their system. Right now it's legal. But it's legal for you to have guns and police your own communities. That's work. that nobody wants to partake in. And if you're in an organization and you whatever, and you saying you're an activist, you this, that, and you're not willing to participate in this kind of work, you're not an activist. You're a collaborator. You're a sheepdog. You're trying to herd the people right back into the same system that's been oppressing them by telling them to go vote, participating in all these institutions that continuously brutalize our communities. This is how you handle these people. Ain't no amount of voting gonna do this. Wherever you see them, wherever Trump is at, everybody come out their house. They can't come in public. They can't be in public no more. That's the only power we have. There are no checks and balances. There are none. Like right now, they done took away the investigation from Minnesota. They sent it's up to the federal level. You really think the federal level is going to prosecute the person that they said is not guilty already? There are no checks and balances. And once there are no checks and balances, there's anarchy because people don't believe in the system. They see no reason to believe in it. So they would chase the police with their guns and everything they got. Look how the people chase them.
Right now, let's bring in Victor Avila. Let's stay on this live shot as we bring in Victor.
Whenever somebody asks you, what are our options? What's the solution? This is the solution. Go organize the people to stand up. Go organize the people to remove these people from their communities. This is the option. There is no other option. There's no negotiating with these people. The whole world knows it. The whole world looks at us as if we're idiots. Seriously. The whole world looks at us like how this the richest country in the world and everybody got to have 2-3 jobs. You can only have like 1.5, 2.5 kids. You got to spend your whole life paying loans. You got to buy a house and pay for it for the rest of your life. Nothing is free. You don't own nothing. Nothing. You can't own nothing here. They take whatever. When you're gone, it doesn't go to your family. They're going to come take it sooner or later. That is how they've designed the system to work. To continue to take. And the reason why we can't do nothing about it is because we keep sending our children to their institutions. They put leaders in front of us that tell us to go vote for these people. It doesn't matter what party you vote for. They're both imperialists. They're both capitalists. And capitalism is the exploitation of all of us, you and me. I don't care what you are, white, Indian, black, Puerto Rican, and Haitian. I don't care what you are. They're here to exploit us, period. And if you don't accept that, you're going to be going around with a chicken with his head cut off. This is how we're supposed to treat these people when they come in public. When they come in public, look. You see all those people? They're going into the hotel where the ice is at. So you're not going to really see this. The media is really not going to promote this or push this or put this out there for everybody to see it. This is the people in the community saying ICE got to get out of here. They're going in the hotel rooms. You can't shoot all these people. You cannot kill all these people. They're demanding that hotel kick them ICE people out. It's way more people than it is of these savages. But I want you to see all these people. I want you to see all these people out there. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to defeat these savages. That's the strategy. People power. When our ancestors said all power to the people, that's what they meant. When they say go out and organize the people, that's what they mean. They don't mean go out here and organize the people. You're funded by the mayor. The mayor is giving you the building that you bringing the people in, that you saying you're coming to organize. These people are funding it, and they're telling you what to say. But you know what to say. You know not to blame, to put the blame at the footstep of the mayor, of the council people, of the governor, of the president. You know not to put the fault at their feet. So when you go in there to talk to the people, you're telling them about what individually that they did to get them in the predicament that they in. Like they chose the school they went to. They chose to starve. They chose to work 3-4 jobs, or their parents work 3-4 jobs and can't raise them. So now you got a fake activist running around here on the mayor's dollar, talking about they're organizing. You're not organizing. You're sheep herding. You're actually doing counter intelligence. That's what you're doing in our community. You go get all these kids, you put them in a room, and the mayor's paying you. The mayor's funding for that space that you're in, and you're in there telling them that it is their fault. I saw Sharif Imhotep, whatever his name is, that fake Panther in North. I saw him on a video. He asking the kids in there, who knows what Shada Shakur is? Who knows?
Did the schools teach them who Assata Shakur is?
You say what?
Did the schools teach them kids who
No.
Assata Shakur is?
Did he teach them who Shada Shakur is? How are they supposed to know Shada Shakur? He asking them if they know who Bobby Hutton is. Who's the youngest Panther to ever die? Some question he asked them. And I'm watching this. Like, how doesn't he see the kind of person that he is? Because that space he's in is provided by the mayor. It's provided by the same government that's going around committing all these crimes. The same government that's throwing people into the streets, making our community homeless. The same government that has been failing us in the schools, having our kids not knowing how to read. And then we blame them same kids that their parents are working 2-3 jobs or in prison. We blame them for what they don't know.
Chairman, and he picked the perfect idiot to go stand in front of our kids and scream about, do they know who Assata Shakur, knowing damn well the schools didn't teach them none of that.
Teach them nothing. They're not teaching you what Assata Shakur is, or not turn at these schools, or the purpose for those people. But this is how the people should be dealing with them. This is how you deal with these politicians. I don't know what he mean by go fuck a couch, JD, man. I don't know why they're saying that. I mean, I got to find out why they're saying that. They got to mean something. But this is how you should be talking to these people. They should need security to move around. They shouldn't even feel free to move around us. Like, look at those people out there. Everybody know these people are sociopaths. But the media continuously lie to us and tell us there's no reason, there's absolutely no reason for anybody to believe in this system. But the way you fix it is not by trying to reform it. You can't reform this system. It cannot be reformed. The only way to change our conditions is for us to build our own institutions. And those are the only people that we will work with. People that understand the time of day it is. Not people that's going to come here, you want to start talking to me why we should support some candidate because they're a woman. Because they say they're going to be different. And you don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. We're not going to sit here and argue with you. We're not going to sit here and fight with you. But you have absolutely no idea what's going on. We're in a class war, goddammit. We're in a class war. We are separated. What's the sociological term they use? We're I can't even remember now. It'll come to me in a second.
Lumping
but we're divided. You say what?
As a lumping proletariat.
Yeah. We lump in proletariat, but sociologically, there's a term for how they've divided all of us. Like the means they use to divide us, whether it be race, whether it be
Is it stratified?
Yeah, social stratification. social stratification. You have people stratify people on different different social ills. So now you hear somebody that's black, that's rich, and all they keep saying is black, black, black. You can't allow them to do this to us. We are black. As if our mayor's not black. As if the teachers are not black. As if the police are not black. As if you get more black police officers, everything will change. We're in a class struggle. It's those that have against those that don't. And if you don't understand that, you in the way. Because I could sit here in North and say, this is because, they're doing this because we're black. But I'm looking around me. No. It doesn't make sense. My reality does not say that. My reality say that the celebrities that's coming in buying buildings like Oprah and Shaq and then making us pay $2,500, $2,000 for rent, these people are black. These capitalists are black. They're not us. Just because they have the same hue, they don't have the same philosophy or see us as one. In all actuality, they hate us. These celebrities, rich people, politicians, all this, they hate us because we poor. I'm poor, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I am poor. I'm not no capitalist. I ain't got it. I don't have enough money to go to court with these people, do all this stuff. So since I understand that, I put my energy towards organizing so we could have that people power. If they show up in front of a building saying they're about to remove people, let the whole community pull up. How they going to get in there to remove anybody? But we are not there yet. We're not organized. We're all in our own different silos. Everybody think they know everything. Everybody think like their way is the way. Even though they have not put in the time to study, to understand what's going on, they're too ashamed to admit that they don't know. The first step is admitting you don't know. And then the next step is understanding where to go for the answers. That's the Prometheus task, courageous task, saying I don't know. Asking why everything is going on around you. Not trying to rationalize it. That's it for this week, man. Anybody got anything?
Go to the next slide, Chairman.
I don't think you got another one. You got another one? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. This is the last one?
Yes.
Yeah, February 1st, Sunday at 11 a.m. Aaron Dixon is coming down. Who's Aaron Dixon? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther. He opened the first chapter outside of Cali in Seattle. And he's coming to explain to us what he did, the mistakes he made, and how we could continue the legacy. See, that's institution building. That's institution building. Having him here, all the knowledge in his mind, everything that he has gone through, he's able to tell us. You hear it from his mouth. Ain't nobody else filtering what he's saying. Because this is our ancestor. We don't know how long he's going to be here. I wish I could have met Malcolm. I wish I could have met Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton. He know all of them. He walked with these people. He met Fred Hampton. He met Huey P. Newton. He met Bobby Seale. Bobby Seale came down to his house in Seattle. If you don't know who Bobby Seale is, Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton, by and large, it's other people, like 3 other people. But by and large, founded the Black Panther Party for self-defense. Bobby Seale went down to his house in the living room and told him he wanted him to be the captain of the chapter out there. And he opened up a chapter out there. That book, this book right here, My People Rising, it narrates his whole life. How he became a Panther, why he became a Panther. And it speaks volumes to why we should become Panthers. Why we are Panthers. Why we do what we do in the community. There's a part in the book where he's saying, like, he's candidly honest. He was of the chapter in Seattle, and he's saying he wasn't equipped with the tools needed for him to take advantage of the moment. How do we get those tools? By listening to our ancestors, by listening to their directions and following their directions. Who else better to come here and tell us how to deal with these pigs? How to deal with these slumlords? But he's coming, though. February 1st, 11 a.m. Sunday. From 11 to 2. He's going to bring the...
So just know that Sunday show is going to be live streamed for this event. We're not going to have a regular Sunday show. We're going to be hosting this event, and it'll be live streamed, and you can tune in, or better yet, just come to the event.
Yeah, come to the event and get that book and have him sign that book. Imagine if you could have a book right now by Malcolm X, signed by Malcolm X. Imagine if you could have a conversation with Malcolm X right now. What would you ask him? Come ask Aaron. I talk to him. Yo, and he a cool cat too, bruh. The same way you see him in the picture, the smile you see. You know, the first time we met him, we went out by this lake. We was by the lake, and we went out there to chill, whatever. And I'm coming, me coming there to meet him, like, I was nervous. I'm like, what am I going to say to him? Like, is he going to look at me and say, like, I'm a fraud? Like, I don't deserve to be a Panther? Like, I don't deserve to carry the legacy? Yo, when I got there, bro, I went to the supermarket, and he got this chicken, this baked chicken. I never did that before, because I grew up in the house. My mother cooked everything from scratch. Yo, Patience cook every night. So I went, we got there, he got the chicken. I'm looking at the chicken sideways. He just putting his hand in there with the chicken, like just grabbing the chicken, eating the chicken with some biscuit. Real down to earth. You like, come on, get some chicken, comrade. And I got some chicken. We started talking. It's like, yo, the same way you see that smile, man, that's the kind of person he is. That's who he is. Real, genuine. Yo, I really hope that a lot of people come out, man. I hope people come out and get to meet him. Bring your children. It's for the kids. I mean, but I'm done, man. If you get a chance, yo, pass this out to as many people as you can. Yo, this is how we really show respect to our elders that gave everything to fight for us. You know how many times they try to kill him? Try to send him to prison for fighting for us? I mean, but he's going to be here, man. I'm definitely copying me a book. We're going to have some bean pies. We're going to have a couple of people there. We're going to have, the greatest bean pies in the world, made by the Panthers. I told him we're going to have to... Hey, Sam, where you get that name from?
What? Which name?
On the bean pies.
Alafia?
Yeah.
My sister, I was looking up something for my pod name. Alafia is a term from Yoruba, and it means peace. And so, what better way to offer peace than with something, sweet, like a sweet treat. And so making that direct messaging and making that connection. So, that's...
But it's not even a sweet treat, because it's actually, what is it, vegan, right, or something?
Yeah, it's vegan.
Yo, but it tastes so good. And I'm not a bean pie person myself. I ain't grew up eating them like that. But it tastes so good. And guess who else love bean pies? Comrade Aaron. I mean, so when he comes, Sham gonna have them bean pies, man. When you come in there, try one of them bean pies. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow your mind. But I'm done for today. Anybody got something?
And if we didn't tell you, the location is at the Source of Knowledge bookstore, a bookstore owned by a Black female, I believe. It is located at 867 Broad Street, right here in Newark, New Jersey. Please come out Sunday, February 1st, from 11 to 2 p.m. If you're not going to church that day, make that be your church.
All power to the people. All power to the people. Yo, somebody say something to me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, no, but hold up. I'm going to somebody that don't never be here. Yo, Queen Hatari, what's good? Yo, talk to me, Queen. What's going on, Queen?
She may not be able to talk because she's on the phone and she was having difficulty getting on, but she says she is listening. But I don't know.
All power to the people. All power to the people. I see you, Megabyte. I'm coming, Megabyte. Who this? Charlene Garlic? Who's Charlene Garlic?
Miss Girlie, you can speak. She's the lady from South Jersey.
Hello, everybody.
There you go.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing, Charlene? How you doing, Charlene?
I'm trying to make it. I've been down for a couple of weeks. I was in the hospital, but they're still at their saying they can even got. So.
All power to the people. I'm happy you doing better. I'm happy you doing better, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig, what up, Craig? Talk to me, Craig. Craig Bradley. It's an alias. You know, when you get locked up, I remember we used to get locked up, shoot an alias. Then when the police call your name, you don't know what your name is. What's going on, Ibrahim?
What's up?
Talk to me. What you got? You got anything for us this week? Hey, yo, I want you to do this show 1 week, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get some material together and do a show. No, I thought it was a good show. Last week's show was a good show. I don't really have too much input. I mean, because it's clear as day. I mean, it's funny how they can politicize something, and then you'll get a defense for the undefensible. You know, and that's kind of what we've been seeing lately with the Trump campaign. It don't matter if he's going after Somalis or it's ICE that's killing white women now. As long as they get to politicize it, people feel like they have to defend what side of the aisle they vote for, and that really saddens us.
All power to the people. Yo, I ain't hear from Megabyte in a minute. He don't even text me no more. What's up, Megabyte?
What's going on, buddy? Yeah, sorry, I missed last week too. I think that was the first one I missed in a minute. So I wanted to touch the conversation back a little bit. I was working on a thought, and we kind of moved on from talking about China for a bit there. Well, I want to point out, like the United States has been dominant in the world for the majority of the 20th century, with just with us being the country on a separate continent while the rest of the world was like tearing each other apart. That gave us such a strong advantage economically. We became the military powerhouse. We gained all kinds of advantages, but we lost sending so much of our manufacturing and stuff to these other countries. Then you see China taking advantage of that with the way they're able to now gain capital, throw it around, gain influence in the world. And do you see, like you were pointing out, America is like now we're in the position of trying to block this big entity that is bringing progress to places, that is building infrastructure, building institutions, building relationships with other countries. And the only thing the United States as an entity trying to protect itself, a big nebulous non-physical entity trying to survive, trying to not die, it needs to destroy the progress of what other people are building. And you're going to see the United States lashing out in a time that people can see it. People have cameras, and people don't want to see the violence in their neighborhoods. People are standing up. People are getting pissed off, like we're getting pissed off about what happened in Minnesota. Governments can't get away with that stuff as easy as they used to, because it used to just be their word.
Nah, it used to be their word, and there was no video. There's no video. Yo, when you're showing, when everybody's watching it, and they're seeing somebody get snuffed on video, on live TV, and you're telling everybody else, no, you're not seeing what you're seeing. I don't know what they're thinking in their mind. I don't know if they think they could really pull that off. But I don't see how you can pull that off.
It's some straight up George Orwell shit they're trying to pull.
1984.
It's deceiving what we're seeing with our own eyes, but it is like the death knell. It is like this entity lashing out, trying to survive in a time that it knows that people are going to be against it. There's no way that people are going to support this kind of action. You're talking about not knowing what's going on in Africa, so you can't speak to it because the media is not allowed, so that we can't comment, so that we can't condemn, so that we can't point fingers, so that we can't know what's going on, because it is dangerous for the people to be able to know what's going on. We do now. We have that power. They can't take it away from us. They don't know what to do, and now America's just the bad guy with the big stick in a world where people don't want guys with big sticks around.
All power to the people. And there's only one disagreement I got with you. Yo, what they're doing is not America. What they're doing is what imperialists do. Yo, everything they're doing, I don't say we. Because I have no choice in the matter of the crimes they commit around the world. I'd have no choice. When I travel this globe, wherever I go, I let them know. I don't co-sign nothing they doing. Those people are sociopaths. I'm like, they hate me too. The same way they hate you, they hate me. I mean, I don't co-sign nothing they do. Ain't no we. It's the oligarchs, it's the rich people, and the politicians. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We worried about our student loans. I got student loans. Yeah, that's what I'm worrying about. I don't have time for these people. Now, Basil, I know you got some.
There's a difference between the America as the government, America as the people. There's the will of the people has its own kind of zeitgeist. That opposes America, the establishment, government control entity. I feel like it gets a little muddled with the confusing. I was definitely talking about American government doing this stuff, not American people. American people are fighting against it. American people don't want to see it happening anymore, and I don't see how they can put Pandora's lid on this box. They did in the 70s. They got away with it. I don't see them doing that this time.
Yeah, and it's like, and we're also like the most propagandized too. Like the propaganda on a daily basis, like that you just getting it from everywhere. I mean, but look, Basil, what's going on, Basil? Come on, Basil. Basil probably doing something.
I'm here. I'm cooking as I'm talking to you.
I'm coming to get a plate. You got anything for us this week, Basil?
I'm vegan all the way now. Okay, vegan pasta.
Hey, I'm coming.
Okay. Not
you got anything for us?
I see you on that grill. You know you be grilling. Okay?
Hey, vegan.
But
I'll be on the grill. Yeah, I do.
I want to let you know, you and your wife know this is the best, one of the best shows on, Grown Folks. I look forward to you guys every 12. It's like, you remember how you used to look at Batman, same bat channel, same bat channel. That's how I feel about it.
And I feel the same way coming here, cause like, I was somewhere earlier this week. I think it was Thursday. It was all these different organizations, like 40-some people on the Zoom meeting. And I was talking to them, and I said something. I said, this might be the smartest place I'm going to be all week, but I forgot about the podcast. Like, because most of those people there in that space are liberals. I mean, they did. But, like, when we come to this space, it ain't none of that. Like, we keep it 100%. We keep it a buck. I mean, but seriously, like, coming here, it's helpful. It helped my mental. I mean, because I could speak to people that I know are not trying to, they're not trying to sway me. I mean, they're not trying to gaslight me. We're not trying to gaslight each other.
Absolutely. This space is wonderful. I mean, you tell it like it is, and sometimes we respectfully disagree, but that's okay. That's great dialogue.
And there's nothing wrong with disagreeing. Sincerely disagreeing. As Panthers, we stand for ideological struggle. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we about to wrap it up. Anybody, whoever I didn't call, if you have anything you want to share, talk to me. Going once, going twice, all power to the people. I live for the people. Go ahead. Somebody want to say something?
Yeah, no, I mentioned that next Saturday at Team Resurrection, 172 16th Ave, we having a community discussion / writers workshop. Our brother Greg Bradley.
Yeah, is Greg here?
I think he left off.
Oh man, I wanted him to say something. Come on, man. Yeah. Oh, I did mention him, Craig, right? When I kept saying Craig.
Yeah.
And Shan, next time, let me get the poster so I can have it on the screen. But repeat that one more time for the audience, please.
Saturday, January 17th. I think we said at 2:00. We're having a writing workshop / community discussion. 172 16th Ave, New Jersey. Team Resurrection, Incorporated building.
You gonna have some bean pies there?
I'm gonna try to, yeah. Gotta order some new crust this week.
If you ain't got no bean pies, I'm not coming, bro.
No, I gotta order some today, actually.
Well, that people want to eat. But yeah, man. But no, pull up. So like, those are some of the things we're trying to do in the community. We try and do the workshop to work with the children. And remember, all of this is free. We're not charging the people. If you want to donate to anything that we're doing, you can donate to it to help us. But everything that we're doing is free. Like this, having these workshops, having these after-school programs, having these different things that we do in the community with the children is how you try to organize and build that masses of people, to mobilize those people. All of that is work. And he's saying next Saturday, we're having a workshop on 16th Avenue at, where is it at again, Sham?
Team Resurrection Incorporated.
Team Resurrection Incorporated. The sister that owned that spot has opened it up for us to do some work in the community. There's a lot of things we're going to be doing out there. I mean, just stay tuned. But like this Saturday, we're having that workshop. And I asked Greg on what was the age group. He said all ages. Let's see what we get, and we build from there. I mean, look, I salute people like that. I mean, so until next time, all power to the people. I live for the people. I die for the people.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.